Okay, so I'm in love with Mario Wonder, but I was playing it with the Pro controller and the joystick, and I was getting really frustrated. And I was like, man, this is like more difficult than it should be, surely. And then I realized, okay, yeah, this game should be played with a D-pad. And that's where this comes in. So these are the 8-bit do SN30 Pro controllers. Now, I've actually had both of these for quite a long time now, maybe like 6 months, and I just never did a video on them. But now I've got a reason. Because like I said, I've been playing Mario Wonder and I realized I needed a good D-pad, and I needed the D-pad to be in a good placement as well. Because playing with the Pro controller, obviously the D-pad's like down here and it's horrible. Whereas these, basically an SNES controller with joysticks on it, right? So it is the perfect, absolute perfect placement for your thumb and where the buttons are for Mario Wonder. And it is absolutely amazing playing this game with this controller. Now, like I said, this controller's been out for a while, but these are 2 new colorways, well, fairly new at least. We've got like a Jade Green and a Purple as well, which is amazing. My 2 favorite colors, which it just happens to be. But these controllers are actually like multi-platform controllers. So you can use them on the Switch, Windows, Android, Apple, Steam, and I'm pretty sure they do Raspberry Pi as well. Yes, they do. So you can use this controller on pretty much anything. Oh, and I did want to say it does work with Steam Deck as well. You can pair these to the Steam Deck. So if you're doing any like retro, emulation, which I've got some going on in here myself, yeah, it is great. You can use it with the Steam Deck as well. These have to be the best retro controller. If you're looking to play like retro games or modern games that require like a decent D-pad, this is where it's at. It really, really is. I mean, the controller themselves, like I said, looks like an SNES controller, but with joysticks on the bottom just here. But the D-pad is to die for. 8-bit do are known for their killer D-pads, and this is no exception at all. We've got start and select, or plus and minus just there. We've got lovely face buttons. Now, it does have the, letters next to them rather than on them, but that's fine. And the buttons themselves feel amazing. The joysticks, weirdly, actually feel fine. I was thinking because it's a fairly small controller, I was thinking, man, this is going to be uncomfortable, but it's not. It really isn't. I mean, it just feels like a PlayStation controller, really. And I don't miss the horns. You know what I mean? Like, I don't miss the angled horns of these. This feels nice. The rounded design, I mean, I can't even hold it, but the rounded design fits in your hand really well. And then we've still got our shoulder buttons and triggers as well. So we've got L, R, ZL, ZR as well. We've got a sync button. We have a USB-C. It is, rechargeable as well. And the battery life from this is really good because there's no like rubbish RGB or anything. Do you know what I mean? There's no unnecessary things going on. It is just controller and it works. Do you know what I mean? So it does have rumble. It doesn't have NFC, so no NFC, sadly, but it's pretty much got everything that you would need. It does have gyro as well, but for me, it's all about the D-pad and the face buttons. And I mean, again, if we take a look at this, which is Mario Wonder, this is just amazing. Like, it plays so well because of that D-pad. Because like I said, I was getting like really annoyed, well, just kind of frustrated trying to do like wall jumps or even trying to like jump off enemies' heads. That's my biggest issue of like trying to jump and then jump off their heads, which is essentially you've got to hold up and then jump off their heads like this, and then you get like a super jump. Because I've been 100%ing this game, right? So I've been going through and getting everything that I can possibly get. I won't move on from the level until I've got all of it, including landing on the top of the flagpoles, and some of them mean that you need to like jump on their heads like this, and I just couldn't do it with a joystick. I don't know why I couldn't do it, but I just couldn't. And even Christina was finding it hard, and I said, seriously, we need a D-pad. We need to use a D-pad. And Christina's all like, no, I don't want to use a D-pad. And I'm like, trust me, this is going to fix everything. And then look, see, I can just do it every time. Like, it's crazy. It really, really is. And then as soon as I switched to this, it was just so much better. It was night and day better than using the Pro controller, because the Pro controller like D-pad is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but this is just so much better. It is huge. I mean, the D-pad is massive and it just feels beautiful to use. And if you really want to, you've got this joystick. So like Christina at first was using the joystick because I was like using this controller and passing it to and from. And then I was like, seriously, just use the D-pad. But for a time she was using the joystick, and you've got that option. If you don't want to use the D-pad, then you know, you can use the joystick if you really want to. I found this pretty much like a necessity for playing this game. I really have. So if you're struggling with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, then probably check this out because it helped me, and it's a killer controller. The build quality of this thing is amazing. The purple and gold, like, come on, this is regal. It is so like premium feeling, you know? It needs a little crown on the top because this thing is king, like it really is. I'm digging this controller. I feel bad that I've spent like 6 months not making a video on it, and now because of Mario, I've decided I should make a video on it, but I'm really enjoying this. There's actually not a single thing that I can fault on it. I mean, yeah, okay, it doesn't have NFC, it doesn't have HD Rumble, and no, it doesn't work with their Ultimate Controller software by 8BitDo, sadly. The biggest issue, which I do have an issue with, and it's the only thing that I've got to like take a tiny bit of a mark off, is there's no wake from sleep. So you cannot wake the Switch up with this. You have to turn the Switch on first, then turn the controller on, but that's it. That's the only gripe I have. If it had wake from sleep, perfect. The other thing, which some people might not like, but I mean, this is a retro controller, is it doesn't have Hall effect sticks. But I don't really care on a retro controller. I'm using this for the D-pad. I'm not going to be using the sticks. They're there as an afterthought for me. Like if I'm somewhere out and about and like, oh, okay, I want to play like a more modern game that I'm not going to be using the D-pad, well, at least I have the sticks for that. But, you know, it's not a necessity to me. So no, it doesn't have a Hall effect. But overall, despite all those negatives I've just listed, the positives are amazing build quality. You've got all the shoulder buttons and all the other buttons that you would need as well. Oh, you still have home and screenshot as well. I don't know if I'd said that. It's got the home button just there. And the star button acts as the screenshot button, so you can still, you know, back out. So I can back out, I could take a screenshot if I want to. So it's got everything a Switch controller like needs essentially, including the dual joysticks, but it just so happens to have an amazing D-pad and amazing face buttons that are like oversized as well. And the comfort's good, you know, like it really is. And I'm not just saying that, it's like an SNES controller on steroids. So if you're looking for like a really good retro controller, I recommend this, I really do. Now this comes in at about $50 for these like limited edition controller colors just here. So you're looking at $50, maybe less on a sale, but yeah, $50. I'm pretty sure the basic non-colored transparent ones like this are cheaper, so you could save some money and get a cheaper one. But these ones just here are the new, you know, transparent colorways, and they are amazing. Like they look freaking cool. So they're about $50, but you could save some money. But yeah, I definitely recommend these, so check them out. So what do you think of these controllers? Have you been dying for a decent retro controller that can double up for playing stuff like Super Mario Bros. Wonder? Let me know down in the comments. And whilst you're down there, like this video, subscribe, and go and check out our podcast over here where me and AJ talk about all things gaming, and check out another video from me down here. Bye.